A very good morning and welcome to Adelaide Stadium for preliminary final day in the Swiss Wellness VFL women's competition. Today it is a spot in the grand final on the line between Collingwood and Southern Saints. They met a fortnight ago in a qualifying final, and on that day in a low-scoring affair, it was the points going the way of Collingwood, winning through to last week's semi-final where, unfortunately for the Magpies fans, they were defeated by the Western Bulldogs, who are the first team through to this year's Love the Game Grand Final at Icon Park on Sunday, September 22. And the winner of today's game, the Southern Saints last week, winning through to today's preliminary final. Anthony Stangett's with you, David Hampton and Xavier Maloney also joining us for the call. A very good morning to you, gents.
Good morning, and yeah, fantastic out here at Adcon Stadium. I think it's down to 16 degrees X by the look of that, so a little bit blustery here this morning, but expecting a really good game, and hopefully we get a game similar to last Sunday where I think it was the Southern Saints 10-5-65 over Melbourne Uni 7-6. So what a cracking game that must have been, 17 goals.
It was a cracking game. Morning, Anthony, and morning to everyone, and looking forward to this. Hopefully the rain stays away.
So just in a moment's time we'll having a moment's silence with the Saints playing today and right across the VFL games this weekend. Having a moment's silence for the passing of Danny Spud Frawley. So for our SEN2 listeners, both teams gathered on the grandstand side wing today, and we're just about to have a moment's silence to recognise the passing of Spud Frawley. And we'll pass you over to our MC at the moment.
Who we lost this week. A friend to so many. A friend to the game. A husband, a father, a mate. Danny Spud Frawley. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the game.
I think the reach and influence that Spud Frawley has had on the football community has really been seen this week, and it's provided a lot of people an opportunity to have conversations that they might have been putting off, but might have become a reality with his passing, to make sure that you're checking in on a mate. And some of the programs and radio shows that I've seen this week have certainly had an impact. And I know watching Fox Footy earlier in the week and watching Gary Lyon and Jason Dunstall speak with Gerard Whateley, how powerful that program was, just to see two grown men kind of be open and honest and show how much they're missing what was really a good mate to both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Spud at Tigerland for a few years in the box while he was coaching there. So, yeah, it's a very sad loss, but it's Swiss Wellness, and we talk about wellness, and it's certainly about the getting the, I suppose, men to have that conversation. And I think as Spud said, be with your partner, your doctor, and a mate as well. So, yeah. You want to have the conversation, I'm sure he would encourage everyone to do so.
We should also mention today that the Collingwood team, the home team in this game, but they are wearing the away shorts. So the Southern Saints very grateful to the Collingwood Football Club for allowing them to wear their home Saints jumper and wear the home shorts, especially to recognise the passing of Danny Frawley throughout the week. So I think sometimes, Xavier, it's more than football, and these sort of things bring clubs together, and it's great to see Collingwood kind of recognise that fact today as well.
Certainly is a fitting tribute for Spud Frawley, and I tuned in yesterday to the Saturday Rub to celebrate all his great humour, and it was a fantastic afternoon.
Certainly was.
So it will be Collingwood going to the left of screen with the video coming out of the Norm Goss stand today. David Hampton, get us underway in this preliminary final match.
We certainly will. It'll be Kelly to get the hit out for the Saints. They'll get the first ball moving forward. That's through Vesely. Tries to pick it up now, feeds the handball off. That was good. Got it back to Kelly. The Kelly was taken down the tackle. Ball almost thrown out of there. Umpire says, lets it go, play on. Now they've got the first inside 50. Here's a chance for the Southern Saints. Almost a free kick. In fact, it will to be Sherlaw. Kate Sherlaw should come back and have the opportunity to get the Southern Saints first score on the board.
So some of the ins and outs today. Bree Davey and Sophie Alexander coming in for Collingwood. Eliza Hines and Katie Lynch are the outs.
Sherlaw comes in now, kick on its way, great start for the Saints. They've got the opening goal in the opening minute, and they lead it one straight goal, 6. Collingwood yet to score. No.
Great start by the Saints. Their supporters with the flags down the other end of the ground, which they're just basing themselves, I think, at that end. For the Southern Saints, some of their changes today. Carlson and Voigt out of their lineup, and Alison Brown and Sam Johnson both coming into their team. So first score on the board, Leighton, great work. Took it out of the ruck, kicks it long towards left half forward. Leading in the race, Malloy for the football. Facing ourselves in the forward line, Kais, tackled to the ground. Saints in possession inside the Collingwood forward 50, but we will have a ball up. Bree Davey, a key inclusion for this Collingwood lineup. Could have been the difference had she played up against the Western Bulldogs. They get it off to Phillips. Phillips for the Saints. Kick intercepted. And Hales marks on the outer side. Kicks in short. Davey takes the mark in front of the Norm Goss stand. Will play on now. Kicks long inside forward 50. Who's back with the pack. Good work by the Saints. They get the handball on, looking for Phillips. Can she get her hands on the football? Tackled without it. Umpire said no. Ball still at that forward 50 arc for the Magpies. Benici bursting her way through. Ball going nowhere, and the umpire comes in, and we will have a ball up.
So Southern Saints did this really well last week. They set up that zone defence. So Collingwood need to be mindful of that as they go forward. They'll need to lower the eyes, not just bomb away.
Leighton took it out of the ruck, fed it off. That was okay to Benici. Gets it inside 50 now for the Magpies. We've got a stacks on the middle, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. The breeze, Xavier, would it be the Saints end? I just noticed that last kick inside 50 for Collingwood. Travelled a good distance.
Yeah, I think it is favouring the Saints end.
Okay. Well, it's worked over the line now, just off the boot, and it'll be a Collingwood free kick to Benici. Been good last week and started this game well already. Kick inside 50. That was looking for Malloy. Couldn't take it. Chance for the Saints to bring it out of defence. Going through there was McDonald. She's tackled and to ground, and we'll have a ball up just outside attacking 50 for the Collingwood. If you've just joined us, the Saints lead it. One straight goal, 6. Collingwood yet to score.
Kelly with the tap down, goes towards half forward. Now an opportunity for the Magpies. Curley tackled to the ground. We will have a ball up in the centre square here at Adcon Stadium in Port Melbourne. Very good morning to our listeners on SEN2. Ruck infringement against Kelly will go the way of Leighton. Handballs off quickly, gets Lambert into the game, goes inside straight down the middle. Cuttridge handballs it out. Now, good work by the Magpies. Malloy chasing it down, gets her hands on it. Curley was there. Lambert now round the corner, goes to the vacant pocket. Bouncing football, will it trickle over the line? Brown happy to see it over the line for the Saints. And we'll see a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket.
Caitlin Lee there, dangerous. Round goals. Ball to be thrown in. Forward pocket for the Magpies. Boundary throw into it, must be said. Ball gets it, works over the back into the corridor. Here's a chance again for Lambert, been busy. Lambert, ball's just got a set, it does. She's tackled over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in. Around about 45 metres out from the Magpies goal.
So the Southern Saints have been relentless with that pressure at the ball carrier. You can just see again there were around 4 Southern Saints players just working that ball to the boundary.
Big throw in again, and it goes over the head of the rucks. There, going through was Lambert once again. Ball spills out. Here's a chance for Casey. Casey's kick gets to full forward, snap around that corner. I think it's a goal. It is. And great stuff and a great celebration. It was Caitlin Lee, and she gets the first goal and celebrates in fine style, Xavier. 1 goal straight, each 2.
As you would, it didn't look like it was going to make the distance, but it just floated through and a great snap.
So Caitlin Lee, the defender that's moved forward in the second half of the season. I think when she scored her first goal of the season, it might have been up in Morwell as well, brought out her celebration. So as soon as she kicked that one and it had been signalled through, it was not difficult to know who would kick that for Collingwood. So 1 goal apiece now between these two teams. The winner goes through to a grand final up against the Western Bulldogs. Taking the free kick, Lagoya in the middle. Goes out wide. Finds Shevlin, who's ditched the long sleeves for today's game. Goes in the centre corridor, finds Leighton. So aiming to go straight down the middle today, the Magpies, whereas last weekend there was a fair bit of curling around the boundary line. Zenos taking the mark, kicks in short, indirect kick. Still a chance for the Magpies, but great defensive effort by the Saints. And we will have a ball up 35 metres out from the Magpies goal.
1 goal straight, each of 2 these sides. Great start, opening term here at Adcon Stadium. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Love the game, week 3 of the final series. Winner goes through to the grand final. The Saints clear it out of defence. Might be temporarily, could have been a free kick for a high one. High tackle, but the umpire said no, it was all clear. So I'll have a ball up. It's a half forward. Leighton got the hit out and then picks up her own ball and sockers it off the ground, gets it inside 50, then picks it up and feeds off the handball. Intercepted though. Fitzpatrick does well for the Saints, clears it and gets a long distance with the ball. Goes about 65, 70 metres. Turnover, however, going back the way of the Magpies, but the kick is out of bounds on the full. It'll be a Saints free kick right on centre wing.
Xavier, that's potentially where the Magpies could look to go the centre corridor on that sort of move on that turnover.
Absolutely, and they did that with that last forward entry. They actually did come back through the corridor rather than just blazing away. The Southern Saints are really good, as I said before, setting up in space.
So Emma Mackey to take the free kick. Goes inside forward 50. Oh, McCarthy. Long lead. Has been a great addition to this team late in the season. Made her way down from Brisbane. Kicks into the pocket. Ball's going to be brought back though. And it will be McCarthy to have another shot at goal.
Would she have the leg to get the journey here, boys?
I think so with the breeze, Xavier.
I'm backing her in from here. I think she will.
So let's see what she can do. Kick from 40 out. No, chipped it to the top of the goal square. At the back of the pack. They tried to get the boot on it. Great work, Fowler at the back to seize the ball over the line. Kelly O'Neill just couldn't get her boot to it in the goal square. So the first blemish on the scorecard. The Saints 1-1-7. Collingwood 1 goal straight, 6 on the Choose Tap scoreboard.
A ball to come back in now for the Magpies by Livingston. It's good purchase on the kick. And spots up a teammate out there. That was Alexander, whose kick makes it towards centre wing. Numbers around the ball, taken by Xenos. Feeds off the handball. Oh, tackle I thought could have been high. The umpire said no. Let it go. Ball picked up now by Vesely. Feeds a handball out wide for the Saints. Ball's turned over. Again, however, chance for the Magpies. Kick was smothered. Vesely feeds off a handball again. Here's a chance for the Saints to go forward. Kick inside 50. Could have been holding. The umpire said no. That was Sherlaw. I thought could have got the free kick. And a few players going hard there. It's around about 40 out from the Southern Saints goal. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. 1-1-7 the Saints. Collingwood 1 straight 6. In the ruck work now. It'll be Munn. Got it off nicely. Kick goes in towards a goal for the Saints. He's across the face and through for a minor score. 1-2-8 now for the Saints. Collingwood 1 straight goal 6.
So the ball to be brought back into play. Livingston to bomb it long to the outer side, was looking for Fowler. Shevlin at the back of the pack, soccers it along the ground, keeps running after it, continues to soccer it along the ground. Good intercept by the Saints. That was Shannon. Fierce tackling on the outer side. Kais goes down. Kick up towards half forward again. Leighton couldn't get her hands on it. Good work by the Saints. They go up towards forward 50, looking for McCarthy or Greiser. Strong mark. Coming off 4 goals. She's going to bomb it long and go goalward. Long bomb to the forward line and through for a goal for the Saints. The Saints second on the board. Greiser's 22nd goal for the season. And the Saints move on to 2-2-14. Collingwood 1 goal straight, 6 on the Tuesday scoreboard. Xavier Maloney.
I'm putting that down to Isabella Shannon. That's twice she's played that front position at fullback, reminiscent of the great Spud Frawley there at fullback, just playing in front, doing the basics well. That really set up the goal for me.
Absolutely, just taking ground too, wasn't it? No retreating, just running straight ahead, straight at the footy. But a great finish, it must be said, by Caitlin Greiser as well.
What confidence she's playing with.
She backed herself straight away from 50, didn't she? Probably kicked it from 51 metres.
She was confident.
She was certainly confident. Back in the middle we go. Rucks both have a fresh area. Ball picked up there by Lambert. Feeds out the handball. That should sit okay for Curley. Curley now picks it up for the Magpies. Gets a kick towards half forward. The ball's off hands and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Right on half forward. 2-2-14, the Saints, Magpies, 1 straight 6. Exciting opening term here at Adcon Stadium. Ball gets thrown back in. Chance now for Mackie of the Saints. Hacks the ball forward. That was okay. Greiser was there. It's knocked away from her by Stacey Livingston. And the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw in.
What a matchup that is. The fullback in the team of the year versus the forward pocket in the team of the year. So you can't get much better than that. Boundary throw in. Leighton went to grab it out of the ruck, couldn't get her hands on it. Ball on the grandstand side wing here at Adcon Stadium. Very good morning to our watchers on VFL.com.au and listeners on SEN2. Ball up. Outer side, Leighton again. Got the tap down on that occasion. Xenos through the middle. Got a sweeping handball. Can't find her teammate. Now an opportunity. Can in towards the middle. Curley. Davey just got her kick away in time. Long inside forward 50. And in the back, free kick. It's gone against Doherty on that occasion. And it will be a free kick going the way. Darcy Guttridge on the half-back line.
Goes with the left boot, now brings it out there looking for Stewart. Hannah Stewart couldn't take it. Ball, however, picked up, kicked by McDonald. Turnover, here's a chance for the Magpies. Hales takes the ball cleanly now for the Magpies, drives it inside 50. Kick gets over the back, almost in the back. The umpire let it go. Now we'll have a ball up, only around about 25 metres out from the Magpies goal. They have kicked one into this breeze in the opening term. The Saints have got a couple. Here's a chance for the Magpies. Quick kick goes in towards the goal. Cut off. Oh, gee. The smother was almost across the face. And that could have been very, very painful. But luckily,
Lambert.
There's a bit of feeling out there between these two teams. There's a bit of tension out in the field.
Yeah.
So boundary throw in. Pushing her opponent out of the way, Alexander. Umpire didn't think so. Ball at ground level, and we will see another ball up. So, opportunity for the Magpies. They trail by 8 points. Ball forward 50. Davey tackled by Mackie. Chance for Zenos. Lines up the goal. Wobbly kick. Open goal square. Corridor football is paying off for both teams in this clash. Magpies get their second, 2 goals straight, 12. They trail the Southern Saints 2-2-14 on the Choose Tap scoreboard. Xavier Maloney.
Yeah, Bree Davey just looks dangerous in there in the midfield. Definitely having an impact early.
Zenos has been too good as well in this opening term. Xavier, so they're scoring into the breeze. No problem, kept that ball low and open goal square. Anthony said, and went through nicely. So they've got a couple. 2 points to margin. Favour of the Saints. Very entertaining opening first quarter, it must be said. Ball back in the middle. It'll be Kelly. Got the head out. Not the clearance, so it'll go the way of the Magpies. They go forward again. This time through Malloy. Chloe Malloy gets it inside 50. Doherty was there. Picks it up now, Doherty. Not before she's tackled. The Saints get a little quick kick out of there towards half back. And it had too much on it for McDonald. We'll have a boundary throw in round about 60 metres out from goal. It's a good afternoon. We've just ticked over. Minute past 12 this afternoon.
Change our call signal now. The boundary throw in the front spot. Once again, that was Fowler. Player taken to ground by Can. Still diving in over the top of the ball. Magpies doing well to trap the ball inside their forward half over the last few minutes. They were rewarded last time with Zenos, a goal down the centre corridor. What can they do this time? Vesely going to Malloy. There's some great matchups in today's clash. Olivia Vesely winning the Debbie Lee Rising Star Award on Monday night at the VFL Women's Best and Fairest night. So great matchup between her and a previous Rising Star in Chloe Malloy. Tap down Benici, got to Curley. Now they go forward, this time through Butler. Inside forward 50. And the mark taken by Can. And Michaela Can, former Eastern Ranger, will go back. And this will give us our viewing audience a pretty good indication of the breeze going towards the city end of the ground. So it's the breeze heading towards the Williamstown Road end, so the opposite end. But we'll see the direction of this Michaela Can kick. Let's see what she can do with it. Kicked 3 goals for the season. Chance to add her 4th in a final. Will kick from just inside the forward 50 arc. Unloads, it stays low. Punch through on the last line. Well done by the Saints. And through for 1 behind. Collingwood 2-1-13. Trail the Southern Saints 2-2-14. 90 seconds left in this first quarter of football here on VFL.com.au and SEN2.
So I think it is something they'll just have to be mindful of, the Southern Saints. They just, in that last contest, a lot of players went the ball and just allowed Collingwood free back in the corridor. I think it's something which they'll talk about at quarter time. Shannon's ball
was turned over. Ferguson for the Magpies. Kicks it inside 50. That's Isabella Shannon. Takes the mark. Swings it out wide to Greiser. Long way up from full forward, but look at that thumping kick again. That's travelled all of 65 metres again with the breeze. Gets it almost towards half forward. Taken down in a tackle though for the Magpies. And we'll have a ball Ball up, roundabout, pretty well in the centre of the ground. Only 30 seconds left here in the opening term. Flying high was Kelly. Couldn't get the head out. Mackie looking for a free kick. Phillips is well tackled by Benici. And the umpire says...
Give the ball to me.
Okay.
So ball up. Grandstand side wing. Time ticking away from both teams in this first term. Juggling mark has been taken by Lee. Lee needs to bomb it long, quickly. Can there be a mark? Lambert can't take it. Time ticking away from the Magpies. And that completes an entertaining first term in the preliminary final match between Collingwood and the Southern Saints. Certainly higher scoring than their qualifying final. They've outscored that game already. And it is the Southern Saints 2-14. They lead Collingwood 2-1-13. Our goal scorers so far for the Saints, Greiser and Shearlaw with one apiece. For Collingwood, Zenos and Lee with their single goals. Xavier Maloney, your thoughts on the first term?
I think the scoreboard tells the story. There's nothing in this contest. I thought it was really even, right across the ground. Really looking forward to this second quarter. I think there's as much in it with the breeze as we thought at the start. I think Collingwood showed that you can score into this, and Southern Saints will have the same mindset.
Yeah, superb first term. Goal for goal first quarter. Xavier's going to have a listen to the coaches at quarter time and come back and report after the quarter time break. We're going to take a break here on VFL.com.au and SEN2. The winner of this game going on to meet the Western Bulldogs in the grand final next Sunday at Icon Park. That game set for a 11:35 start next Sunday. So the winner of that, the Western Bulldogs, probably here in their numbers today, kind of getting a bit of a look at who their potential matchup could be. Umpires sign off on the scoreline at quarter time, and it is the Saints 2-2-14. Leading Collingwood 2-1-13. We'll take a break here at Adcon Stadium and be back with a big second term of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Love the Game finals action right after this break.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Well, back with the second term of action underway in the second quarter with a 1 point lead going the way of the Saints to start the second quarter. Xavier Maloney, what did you hear from the coaches at quarter time?
Penny was really happy with the attack on the ball, the physicality that Collingwood showed in that first quarter. Collingwood had 8+ inside 50s, so they just want to convert from those inside 50s, so they feel like they're on top of the game. Peter was quite concerned around the winger and getting loose in the corridor, providing that easy option out for Collingwood.
Bree Davey got it forward for the Magpies. It's just outside attacking 50 for them. Kelly does the ruck work. Ball goes inside 50 now for the Magpies. Saints defence needs to hold up. Going through there was Brown. Couldn't take it. Now spills out. About 40 metres out from their goal. And once again, the umpire come in and ball it up. Just joined us, 2-1-13 to 2-2-14 in favour of the Saints in that entertaining opening term. The Saints lead it by 1 point. The Magpies do have a bit of a breeze this quarter. What did you make of the breeze at quarter time out there, Xavier? Was it still fairly strong?
I don't think it's as strong as it was at the start of the game.
Yeah. That might be good news for the Saints. The kick goes back to go forward for the Magpies. It's taken by Bree Davey again. So, and a kick from just outside 50. Loads it up. The kick goes right to the top of the square. Spills off hands. A quick snap in towards goal. It's bouncing through. Lambert kicks the goal. And the Magpies have got the lead. They get their third. 3-1-19. They lead the Saints 2-2-14.
I'll be disappointed with that, the Southern Saints. They had numbers down there, but just could not put enough pressure on to not allow that goal being scored. Great start by Collingwood.
5 point lead goes the way of the Magpies to start this second term. First time in the lead for the Magpies in today's game as well. The Saints have held on to the lead. Had some tied scores during the first term, but Magpies now in front. Malloy moves into the middle, along with Sam Johnson, who was inclusion for the Saints into today's game. Davey got it away, but Benici inside forward 50, looking for Lee. Strong mark up against Brown. Lee, can she bomb it long like Caitlin Greiser did? She elects to go long. It goes to the goal square, one-on-one contest. At the full of the ball, kick round the corner, great smother off the boot. Lagoya had the snap, but the Saints were able to smother, and we'll have a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket.
That was Melissa Kais with that smother. Could have been a goal-saving one as well. Ball hooked over to the back there. Chance now for Sam Johnson for the Saints. Can't get it out of defensive 50. Comes back. Now Zenos, handball into open space. Another chance for the Magpies. Handball goes back to go forward. Saints get a little quick kick out of there, but Shani Leighton was there. She couldn't pick it up cleanly, so now to be cleared there by Sherlaw. Sherlaw just goes to the open wing. It's a 2-on-1. It's now a 3-on-1 in favour of the Magpies. Will the numbers hold up? They will. They feed out the handball. Picked up, though, doing some good defensive work was Munn for the Saints. Feeds off a handball. Intercepted now. Going through was Fowler. Did well. They get it inside 50. The Saints have got to push back. They've got numbers. Kais feeds the handball off. That was okay to Brown. Couldn't keep the ball alive. And the Magpies are really peppering here now.
Just feel like Collingwood are on top at the moment. They're winning the midfield all across the ground. It's starting to spread as well.
Just looking a bit more potent in their forward line than they did last week, Xavier. So just a few more options. Lambert lively again, wasn't able to get it to her boot. Malloy got it to her boot, up and under kick. Play on the call from the umpire. Brown happy to see it over the line, and we'll see a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket. So the Magpies kicking to the right of screen this quarter, to the Williamstown Road end of the ground. Breeze heading towards that end during this term. Tapped down by Kelly, right forward pocket. Lambert dispossessed. Good tackling pressure from the Saints. Lagoya on Johnson. Saints trying to extract it. Benici the tackle. A bit overzealous, her opponent didn't have the football, and a free kick goes the way of the Saints.
That was definitely there.
It is Phillips, recipient of the free kick. Back, they haven't had an inside 50, I don't think, this term yet.
Not as yet.
No, this term the Saints, the kick goes looking for Greiser. Did well, competed hard, but doing even better was Livingston. Kicks the ball inside 50 again. The Magpies go forward. The Saints are under enormous siege. Picked up by Phillips. Handball, intercepted, goal the other way. Lagoya kicks a beauty. And that's just the damn wall starting to break, you feel, Xavier. It's just the amount of pressure that they're keeping inside 50.
It is, and that was exactly what Penny spoke about at quarter time. They're going to back themselves with their attack on the football. They're going to hunt the football if the Southern Saints have got it, and we've seen that in the first part of this quarter.
11 points the margin now, biggest lead of this game so far, with Gemma Lagoya kicking her second goal of the season. She's been lively to start off this second term as well. Both the goals for the Magpies coming from the goal square. So Leighton with the big cry out in the middle of the ground, trying to gee up her teammates. They want to extend that lead even further. Lambert read it well. Kicks it towards half forward, long lead, this time by Bunker. Bunker to set up the play, Leighton calling for it in the middle of the ground. They elect not to go in her direction. Over the head of Malloy, Guttridge, good clearing kick. It's back where it came, and Hales takes the mark for the Magpies.
So the Southern Saints, they had possession of the football there, and they just rushed it out of the back line. They just need to maintain possession of the ball for a while, just to stem the flow.
Yeah, spot on. Couldn't agree more. Just a little bit of panic just setting in, and I think that's just been the pressure of the Magpies as well. Have just forced them into that perceived pressure, and doing very, very well at the moment. 4-1-25, 2-2-14. 11 points the margin in favour of the Magpies. Kelly plays in front. Ball spilt, turnover, free kick. Going to come back the way of the Magpies. Holding the ball. So that'll go to Bunker. Might be within range too with this breeze. Bunker. No, pops it up to the top of the square. Players up. Who's down? Dangerous. Lagoya. Can be dangerous in this situation. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Only around about 25, 30 metres out from the Magpies' goal. Just joined us. They lead it by 11 points.
So Malloy putting her hand up to go into the ruck. She gets the handball out instead. Saints clearing, kick by Vesely, the rising star. And the mark taken at half back by Segeneri. Goes out wide, misdirected kick. Makes Jones work for it. Got under plenty of pressure on that outer side by Shevlin. And it will be a boundary throw in on that outer side.
Xavier, they need to get an extra behind the ball maybe, the Saints, just for a couple of minutes.
I think so, and they've been really good at doing that previously in the games that I've seen in this final series, so I think that's a tactic they need right now.
Ball thrown in, Leighton tries to grab it out of the ruck. tackled by Kelly. Ball quickly kicked out by Centenary. Looking for Greiser. Got to pick it up now. Couldn't take it cleanly. Livingston just pressuring away there. Going through also was Johnson. Greiser's still in there, working hard as well. Good tackle put on by Butler from the Magpies. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. The pressure's just been outstanding here in this second term. The Magpies have got the only 2 goals of this term. Ball down to Mackie. A little bit quiet by her standards. Leighton does well. Just plucks it out and kicks it forward. Up towards centre half forward. Good pressure again. Malloy was there for the Magpies. Also Curley is set upon. And once again, the umpire will come in and ball it up. It was Tilly, Lucas, Rod doing the tackling.
Sometimes in the finals, it's just the little things. And Caitlin Lee just getting her hand on that ball as the Saints trying to get a handball across, affected the spoil. As the Saints go forward again, Greiser unable to pick it up. Plenty of pressure from the Magpies. Livingston tried to kick it off the ground. Now she looked to unload. Lambert, they move it well. Casey, straight down the middle of the ground. Overrun by Lee. Good work that time by Lagoya. They go out wide looking for Leighton. Tackles her opponent to the ground. Good work by the Saints. They go forward through Drennan up towards Greiser territory. Greiser's got a player running back towards the square. She bombs it long, straight down the corridor. Good work by the Magpies getting back. Kick round the corner. Bouncing football. It bounces towards the pocket. That was Centenary again. The Saints. Good work by Mackie. Lines them up. Goes long, goes wayward, goes out of bounds on the full. And will be a free kick going the way of the Magpies.
So Southern Saints are in position then. It was a good old-fashioned front and centre, but just couldn't quite convert.
Just getting that ball in the wrong place. Turnover now for the Magpies. They can bring it out of defence. Not afraid to go across the goals. It's okay. Lee involved there as well. Now they're just slowing it up. Now the Magpies, the kick goes towards centre wing, spills off hands, trying to pick it up. There was Fitzpatrick for the Saints, and there was Zenos, who had Courtney Jones to deal with, and eventually it's knocked over the boundary. So the throw in right on centre wing. There, all to be thrown back in. That breeze looks like it may have just really died off here in this second term. Magpies all bouncing around. Malloy gets it forward up towards almost centre half forward there. Alison Brown does well, puts a spool on, but turnover. The Magpies can go forward again. Casey feeds it off. That's good. We get it towards half forward, and in best position to mark was Michaela Can. And she's taken a good mark about 2 kicks from goal.
So Can goes long, inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Leighton bursting through the pack. Johnson got the kick away, but Lambert takes the mark. She's going to put the Magpies back inside forward 50. She tried to get the 50.
Yeah.
So again, it's the rush kick that the Southern Saints are falling into, which is costing them. They just need to take a bit more time, a bit more composure.
So Mackie, clearing kick for the Saints in towards the middle of Adcon Stadium. Plenty of Magpies under the football. Bliss was one of them. Comes out to the back of the pack. Great work. They go forward now. Inside 50. And the mark taken in defence. That's by Brown. And Brown will clear to the outer side wing for the Saints.
Ball is okay. Kelly O'Neill takes the mark now for the Saints. Just gives it a little bit too much air. But doing well with Kat Phillips. Did well, took the mark and wants to move it quickly. That's good football. Mark, I thought could have been paid. The umpire said no. Greiser picks it up. Now it just goes with a torpedo. Across the face of goal and says, go run for that, girls. And run they do. Picking it up. There was Ferguson. Feeds it back to Leighton. Almost has a fresh airy. Picked up by Centenary. Now Leighton again. Goes with the left boot. Kicks it back in towards the middle of the ground. We've got Bunker working well there. The kick is good by Bunker. Gets it to Lagoya. They've got the overlap. They should get the goal by Doherty. Couldn't take it cleanly. And going through to try and save the day with Sam Johnson, and does well, and the Saints clear it.
Missed opportunity on that occasion, Xavier Maloney.
Once again, they had the numbers. They need to use the hands and run the ball out of the back 50 rather than that blaze away kick.
So Bree Davey will set it up again for the Magpies. They lead by 11 points. Davey inside forward 50, looking for the high flyer. And Rhiannon Watt takes the strong mark in defence for the Saints. So Watt looks to go out wide. Got the options, Vesely. Looks to play on, kicks it in short, just gets the required distance. Kais, long on the grandstand side wing. Sheelaw couldn't take it. Collingwood, pressure during the last few moments of the game is the reason why they're in the lead. Benici goes the 1-2 with Lagoya. Benici now back in towards the corridor looking for Livingston. Second effort from Livingston. She ends up back with the football. Great support work by Lambert. In towards the forward pocket at the back of the pack. Lagoya again. She's appearing everywhere at the moment. Guttridge for the Saints. She's been resolute in defence. Juggling Mark Buchan. Now a chance. Xenos in towards the forward pocket again. Tilly Lucas-Rod working with Guttridge in defence for the Saints. They're under plenty of pressure. Now Lambert sizes up the goals, goes goalward and puts it through. Again, strength in numbers. They continue to push the ball inside their forward 50 arc. And the Magpies, 5-1-31, lead the Southern Saints 2-2-14. And this term is all the Magpies.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but again, 2 exits outside their defensive 50, just threw it on the boot. They had the numbers down there. They need more composure, the Southern Saints, when they get it out of their defensive 50.
So Lambert with her second goal is the first multiple goal scorer this afternoon. And playing very, very well. So it just looks so dangerous anywhere around goal. And you talk about composure, well, Jamie Lambert's got plenty of that. So it's a term being completely owned here by the Magpies. 5-1-31, place 2-2-14. Back in the ruck we go. Bree Davies couldn't take it, but Malloy could. They'll get another inside 50 again. Ball spills over the back. The Saints are under enormous siege here. Little quick kick was okay. Rhiannon Watt takes the mark. They've paid the required distance. So Watt can bring it towards centre wing. Good mark taken by Kelly O'Neill. She can get the Saints out of trouble. They desperately would love one before half-time. The kick is okay. Finds Alison Drennan. Drennan now. Kick goes in the direction looking for Greiser. Sheila probably just needed to compete there as the ball was turned over. It's a little bit too easy now. Xenos handball over the top was okay, or was it? Fowler takes it, couldn't take it cleanly, and we'll have a boundary throwing. Right in front of our commentary box here this afternoon. And the Swiss Wellness, VFL Women's, love the game finals.
And that's the sort of determination the Saints players need to see. Alison Drennan just continuing the chase on the outer side wing. Fowler with the ruck tap. Davey sweeping handball to Malloy. Sizes up her options. Goes inside forward 50 now. Looking for Can. Comes to the back of the pack. Johnson over the football. Tilly Lucas-Rod fighting for the football desperately with Jamie Lambert. 2 members of the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Team of the Year.
So Davey and Malloy are great players. The Collingwood midfield are really strong, but Southern Saints are just getting sucked into the contest and allowing them to get the easy one on the outside.
So Malloy went without it. Comes to half back again. Good work by Xenos. Puts plenty of pressure on the Saints defence once again. There, great mark that time by Sheelaw. What can she do before half-time in this match? Foot race in shoes. Leading in the race is Stewart. Overtaken on that occasion by Curley. Ball at ground level. Good work that time by Ferguson. Held up. And we will have a ball up outer side wing here at Adcon Stadium. 17 points the margin, and we've got 2 minutes left in this first half.
If they could steal one in the next 2 minutes, they'd be pretty happy with this quarter, I think, because Collingwood have been well on top.
They would. You get the feeling every time Collingwood get it inside 50, they're going to score. They just make the Saints defence so nervous as they go forward again. Handball over the top to Benici, and inside 50 we go again. But this time, Watt was able to take the mark. They kick dangerously. It works out okay. Melissa Kais. It's good enough to take it. Just outside defensive 50. Ooh, hooks it back into the corridor. Could be dangerous. What was there? Feeds off the handball. That was okay to Drennan. Drennan's ball was hardly smothered. Greiser looking for the free kick. The umpire having none of it. Guttridge gets a kick forward. Sherlaw picks up now for the Saints. Wants to go this way, that way. Throws it on the boot. Goes high. Mark will be paid. Ball spills out now for Munn. Courtney Munn feeds a handball off. Looking for McDonald. Now Greiser picks it up. Feeds another handball off, but they're not gaining any ground. Benici picks it up for the Magpies. Taken down in a tackle. Ball spills over. Guttridge feeds it across to Lucas Rod. Tilly, that kick's better. And Sherlaw takes the mark just inside 50.
40 seconds left in the term. One last roll of the dice for the Saints. Sherlaw's going to go back and attempt to kick it. I think distance will get her. She goes in towards the forward pocket. Good defensive effort by the Magpies. Couldn't find their target, the Saints. And Magpies again through Porter. Come back in towards the centre corridor. Tilly Lucas Rod. Oh, bursting her way through that time was Bunker. Call the call. One last chance for the Saints. They need to move it quickly. 10 seconds left. Time is going to tick away from them. And 50.
Wow.
That is not what they wanted to give away.
On the siren.
It's what the Saints were angling for. With Penny Coolidge, she won't be happy with that 50 right on the siren. And you talked about that goal before half-time. Here's the opportunity for them. Darcy Guttridge makes no mistake. And after Collingwood have dominated the second term, the Saints get one after the siren and cut that margin back to 11 points at half-time. Collingwood, 5-1-31. Southern Saints 3-2-20. Choose tap scoreboard. Xavier Maloney, Peter Searle will be happy just with that finish to the quarter for the Saints.
I think they'd be extremely happy. Collingwood have dominated the inside 50s. They're well on top in the midfield. Southern Saints, if they had been just a little bit smarter with the way they used the ball out of their back line, they'd be almost level, if not in front, in this game, I feel like. So I think they've done really well to stem the pressure and the flow there. That quarter, they'll be pretty happy St Kilda going into half-time.
Well, what a first half of action it was. Collingwood, 4 unanswered goals. They kicked the last goal of the first quarter and then kicked the first 3 of the second term. David, you're going to run us through the goal kickers up until half-time.
Yes, Jamie Lambert, outstanding. Couple of goals in that term for the Magpies. He's the only multiple goal scorer with 2. Zenos, Lagoya, Caitlin Lee, all singles for the Magpies. While Sherlaw, Greiser and Guttridge with that one right on the half-time siren with a 50-metre penalty are the goal scorers for the Southern Saints.
Wow, we've got a ball game on our hands. The winner of this game goes through to play the Western Bulldogs in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Love the Game Grand Final next Sunday, 11:35 at Icon Park. That game to be broadcast live on SEN and also Channel 7 next week. So plenty for our viewers to be able to watch and listen to next week. The goal umpires have signed off on the scorecard at half-time, and it is Collingwood 5-1-31, leading the Southern Saints 3-2-20. On Monday night, the Swiss Wellness Best and Fairest was announced, and it was Lauren Pearce winning from the Darebin Falcons, the ruck from Melbourne in AFLW and a long-term ruck for the Darebin Falcons. We caught up with her on the SEN Hour on Tuesday night. We're going to have a listen to that interview during our halftime break today, and then we'll be back for a big second half of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Love the Game Finals action right after this break.
Time for our AFLW, VFLW update on the VFL Hour. All thanks to Victoria Police, now recruiting. You can apply now. Sam Hargraves, Anthony Stanget's. Last night, the VFL Night of Nights, Gutsy. It was where the JJ Liston medalist, Tom Gribble, who'll be joining us a little later in the show, was announced. And the Lambert Pearce medalist, the medal named after Helen Lambert, of course, and our very own Daisy Pearce at SEN, was won by her namesake last night. Lauren Pearce was the All-Australian AFLW ruckman this season. She's gone back to her original club of Darebin in the VFLW, and not only did she dominate AFLW this year, she's absolutely brained them in the VFLW and was named the Lambert Pearce medalist last night. Congratulations, Lauren. You must be absolutely thrilled.
Thanks, guys. Not too shabby, hey. Definitely excited to be able to receive that award, and might not have really expected it. So great surprise being there.
Lauren, what was it like on the night, and when throughout the evening did you think you were a possibility of winning the award?
So it was a good night, good group of girls from Darebin on my table, just having a bit of fun. And it probably wasn't till the end of the vote counts that everyone was trying to do the maths and work out if I had a chance. And I didn't end up playing the last two games of the season, so that also was a little bit of a funny situation as well, just thinking, who can catch me, who can't, and all the girls are trying to work it out. And it was just at the end, obviously, when they said from Darebin, I was like, I actually won it. What is this?
Were they able to pinpoint at all that it might have been Mon Conti that was the one chasing towards the end of the season?
I think they had it up on the board, but to be honest, I wasn't really aware of who else was in the running. I think they said there was another girl, a few others that were sort of there, and I wasn't sure if they'd played the last few rounds or not. So it's just a waiting game till the very end.
What were some of the things that you were looking to work on your game this year, heading back to your home club in the Darebin Falcons?
I think the main thing was probably consistency in my game. I know in the last few seasons, up and down throughout a season, throughout a game even. So I think just that consistency and bringing my strength, which is strength, into a game and being able to use that, whether it's in the air or on the ground. And I think just being able to work on that outside of trainings and then putting it into training, putting it into a game, it's really worked well. And to be able to do it back at Darebin's been awesome.
When you're out of the team, I know in the vote count, 10 games for the season, polling in 7 of those. And the combination with Georgia Hammond, she seemed to lift in her game this year when she had that opportunity to go into the ruck as well.
Yeah, she's had a ripper season. Unfortunate that she went down with an ankle injury towards the end of the games. But when she had to step up, she did. And, it was great to see her reap some rewards from that, and that massive goal that she kicked, everyone was up and about for her. So, for her to have that, and start of the season, she wasn't too keen on playing in there, but I think she just took it all in her stride and did what the team needed her to do.
Hey, Lauren, what did it mean to have your namesake from a surname point of view, and the person that the medal is co-named after, Melbourne star as well, and won about 10 grand finals at Darebin, our very own Daisy Pearce, present you with that award?
Definitely the best, probably the highlight of it. Coming down to Darebin and starting with her, she was one of the people that you sort of looked up to, and amazing skills, amazing person. When I got up there to her, I looked at her and I said, "Did not expect this. What the hell?" And she goes, "Oh, well, we all kind of had a feeling you'd win it." And I was like, "Oh, really now?" So no, it was great, and the fact that the person giving it to you, I think it makes it even more special to be able to get that reward.
How excited are you about the prospect of Pearce to Pearce in the ruck, and to your number one on baller coming up for this next AFLW season?
Yeah, really rapt to have her back in the squad and being able to be there. She's putting in all the hard yards now, which is great to see. And the first training session back will be awesome being with her as well. And hopefully we can have a few Pearce to Pearces. That'd be nice. But definitely looking forward to having her.
Lauren, just tell us a bit about what happens now for you, because obviously the VFLW season's over. When's it all kick off for you again, starting that pre-season for Melbourne?
So I'm sure we're probably not the only club doing it, but just getting back into some running sessions now. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit hindered with my knee, but I'll be back when I can, starting the running, and then we're not 100% sure whether we're starting at the start of November, mid-November. We're just waiting to finalise all the times and the dates and stuff. So hopefully, it'd be nice to start back a bit earlier and being able to be around the girls legitimately and in a team training session would be great as well.
We know the success that Darebin's had over many, many years, not finals bound this season. So when you have a look at the teams that are still in it, obviously Southern Saints playing Collingwood this weekend for the right to play the Bulldogs in the grand final. Who's your tip out of those three teams remaining, Lauren Pearce?
Oh, to be honest, I could not tell you. I can't. I'm not really good with that because it depends on the week for each team and who's playing and who's not, and players have been in and out all season, resting bodies with injuries. I'm not going to say anyone. We're not in there, so I can't. Like, if it was us, I'd be hands down with us. But I don't know. Who do you guys reckon?
Well, is there a team that you've come up against and you thought they're really well, they really execute well, they really, they were the toughest team for us to play against through the year?
I found Bulldogs were very strong and tough. I didn't play against St Kilda, but they're an all-round just workhorse team. So all right, if I had to tip one this weekend, I'm going to say the Doggies probably.
So the Doggies win the granny. There you go. Nicely done. We got you there in the end, Lauren Pearce.
Lauren,
I'm not good with decisions.
Well, you picked one, so you've done well. So we'll hold you to that in a fortnight's time. The one thing they don't hand out is a manual for winning awards and how to hold your medal. Have you been practicing holding the medal in the mirror after the win now?
I have looked at all the photos and I've said to my partner, I was like, what am I doing? Have a look at this photo. I don't even know where I'm looking. I've got no idea. And if I have to do it again one day, maybe I'll think twice about what I'm doing.
It's an interesting scenario when you've got a photographer asking you to kiss a medal and hold it close and do all that. Just to explain a bit about, because everyone sees the glitz and glamour up on stage of receiving the award, but tell us a bit about kind of post-presentation of what goes on.
I am very camera shy, so when they're telling you to pose with your medal, smile at the camera, give it a kiss, you can do it, but unless you're looking in the mirror, you don't know how stupid you actually look. So for me, it was probably just mucking around a little bit, and whatever happened, and I know that I'm not a model and never have been, so I'll take what comes.
Well, Lauren Pearce, you are an absolute model footballer. You're an absolute superstar, and I remember watching you in the game against the Lions during AFLW season, which I called on Fox Footy, and I just was blown away by how good you actually are. And so congratulations on your AFLW season this year. Congratulations again on your VFLW season. We look forward to seeing you back out there again next year.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it heaps.
Lauren Pearce, the Lambert Pearce medal winner in the VFLW this year, 33 hit-outs per game she averaged, 19 disposals and 3 tackles. Absolutely dominated Anthony Stanger's.
Yeah, polled in 7 of her 10 games, 5 best on-ground performances, and won by 2 votes from Mon Conti at Richmond, who polled in all 7 of her VFLW games that she played. And not only the best and fairest honour for Lauren Pearce, but also captain of the team of the year, which is a major honour with a star-studded lineup as well.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Adcon Stadium. Big second half of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Love the game. Preliminary final action to take place at half-time. It is an 11-point lead to Collingwood over the Southern Saints. Xavier Maloney, what did you find out at the half-time break?
So I was in the Southern Saints room first up. I was with the midfield team and they spoke about one-on-one contests, and Peter Sell wrote that up on the board. They want to create one-on-one contests in the midfield. They spoke about being sucked into the contest and allowing Collingwood on the outside. And they're going to surge it forward at all costs this quarter, the Saints.
So Leighton got the first hit out for the Magpies. Tries to get the clearance as well. Kick almost goes forward, cut off by Mackie. Chance now for the Saints to go forward through Kelly. Gets it almost to attacking 50. Ball gets out over the back. McCarthy's there. Also got Stewart as well. McCarthy, Stewart. They lock the ball in and umpire says, I'll have it. Yeah, the breeze has really dropped off. I don't think it favouring either end at the moment. Maybe a fraction to where the Saints are kicking in this third term. They try and get the ball forward. That was by Mackie. Couldn't do so. Turnover for the Saints. Now, handball comes back. That was okay from Brown. Kick goes forward. Could be cut off. No, gets just over the back. Chance for the Saints to get it forward through McDonald. McDonald was looking for Greiser. Tries to break the pack. Livingston is there as well for the Magpies, and Stacey Livingston is happy to see it over the boundary line for a throw-in. 5-1-31, plays 3-2, 20, 11 points the margin in favour of the Magpies. Winner to play Western Bulldogs next weekend and next Sunday. Kick forward. Great mark taken by Caitlin Lee. Wants to get and go and does now. Moves it quickly towards centre half forward. No mark taken. It was Malloy just crashing the pack. Going in there hard was Phillips for the Saints as well. And the ball's locked up and we'll have a ball up right back in the middle of the ground where we started the third term.
So ball up in the middle of Adcon Stadium. Good tap down by Leighton. Got the solo duties in the ruck today as Davey bombs it long inside forward 50. And the live wire from the second term, Gemma Lagoya, takes the mark directly in front and will line up to see whether she can put through her second goal of the game.
So the Southern Saints are really just going to have to work hard on Bree Davey, because once she gets that momentum through the midfield there, she's hard to stop.
Just noticed during that second term, her leadership and talk was certainly a key for the Magpies during that quarter. Just seems to set up the players that goes through for one behind. So 5-2-32 the Magpies. Southern Saints 3-2-20. But just her talk and direction to the younger players might have been something that was missed against the Bulldogs the previous week as the Saints bring it back into play.
They do. Guttridge got good purchase on the kick. Magpies though have got the numbers. Lambert sung her praises this afternoon. Been very good. Gets it back inside 50 again. Where the Saints bring it out though. There's a race in the middle of the ground. Magpies do have the numbers. They've got to feed off the handball. They do. To Leighton. Shani Leighton's kick is good. Finds Bunker. Got busy in that second term. Kick goes out wide. Almost a free kick there to Grasso. Not taken. O'Neill feeds off a handball. Now the Saints can go forward again. They get the kick looking for Greiser. Uses the body well and does it and puts it into open space. The ball's just got to sit. It should be an open goal coming up for McCarthy. and she's missed it and could have used the whole 15 metres, but just panicked, I think, a little bit, Xavier, and just looking at the replay, and that is a big missed opportunity for the Southern Saints, but they get their first score of the third term.
Did all the hard work, getting herself goal side, out into space, but just unfortunately couldn't finish.
So the ball taken outside of defensive 50 again by the Magpies. Great fierce tackle, ball the call, and Poppy Kelly will be rewarded for that tackle. Goes in towards the middle of the ground once again. Splash of heads, no free kick paid. Guttridge gets her kick touched in towards the middle. Shevlin couldn't get rid of it. Ball the call, great tackle from Mackie, has been rewarded. Lift in intensity by the Saints. They go up towards forward 50. At the fall of the ball, Munn gets her kick inside forward 50. Curley now battling with her opponent in Stewart for the football. Players over the ball, and we will have a ball up inside the forward 50 arc for the Saints.
It's a real tipping point this game, I think, at the moment. We feel like Collingwood could break it open, but credit when credit's due. The Southern Saints tackling pressure has been, I reckon, keeping them in the game.
Yeah, it certainly lifted it in this third term. As they do it again, we're 5 minutes into the third quarter. Got a ball up, around about 60 metres out. Missed one golden opportunity so far this term. The Saints, the kick forward was by Vesely, but it was smothered over the line. And hasn't that been a feature of today's game, the smothering? 7 or 8 at least come to mind. 21 plays 32, 11 points is the margin. Favour of the Magpies. Ball gets out over the back. Kelly kicks it inside 50, almost a free kick to the Saints. The umpire said no, play on's the call. Quick kick is just hacked out of there by the Magpies. Bowls a few over on the way through. Going back there for the Saints with Watt. Couldn't get it. Handball now comes from Alexander for the Magpies. They get it almost to attacking 50. But the Saints have got the turnover, and that was taken by McDonald. Did well, had a bounce, and got it out of the danger zone towards centre wing, where Grice is there. Got to put the tackle on Livingston. They've had a fantastic duel so far. Taken down in the tackle, Sitaneri. Couldn't feed it out. Stewart there, does well, feeds it back. That was okay to Vesely. Kick inside 50. Who's this going to favour? The Magpies. They'll clean up, and Lambert should bring it out.
Clears to Benici going across the half back line. Magpies now settling things down, looking for options. They go to the broadcast side wing. Got the numbers, the Magpies. Lambert again, who's lifted in intensity, goes back in towards the middle of the ground. Can't find a teammate. Now at half forward. Alexander overran it. Good work that time by Fitzpatrick. They go backwards to go forwards. Kick away. Plenty of Saints under the football, but Lambert, how did she win that football? Wow. She's taken the mark against 3 opponents.
She's been amazing this quarter. You've called her a number of times. She backed, like in the first inside 50, she put her body on the line here. She's been sensational.
Well, sidesteps her opponent, but the mark taken by Kelly in defensive 50, and now a chance for the Saints to settle and regroup.
Kelly kicks out towards centre wing. Benici's there for the Magpies, does well. Throws it onto the boot. Another inside 50. Ball smothered from behind. Little kick goes forward. Chance for Lucas Rod for the Saints to clean up. Does so. Brings it to outside defensive 50. Magpies working well though. In close quarters, doing really well was Fowler. Erica Fowler's kick is a beauty. And they've got the mark only 20 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle. And it's guess who? Jamie Lambert, a chance to kick her third goal. How does she get so much room, Xavier? Must be frustrating.
Sure is. Her work rate's been phenomenal. And as I said, she's really just put her body on the line in the contest as well.
So, Jamie Lambert is best on, you would think, so far from 20 metres out, 45-degree angle. Kick is on its way, just maybe pushed it across the face, but I think the mark has been taken right on the goal line. And no, got to come back over your mark. And might be Caitlin Lee. It is, who's already kicked 1 goal. But Peter Searle would be furious that that ball wasn't knocked through for a minor score. There's three Southern Saints players there. And Caitlin Lee outsmarted them all. Tough kick to get her second. From a tight angle kick. It's right across the face. And it's hit the behind post and out of bounds on the full, so let off for the Saints, Saviour.
Yeah, that's a big let off for the Southern Saints there. They just need to be smarter than that in the last line of defence.
So the ball to be brought back into play by Tilly Lucas-Rod, named in the Team of the Year on Monday night. A number of players from the Saints and Magpies in that Team of the Year side. Ball held up at forward 50 for the Magpies again. The umpire comes in, says give the ball to me. We will have another ball up. So we've gone 9.5 minutes in the third term. 5-2-32. Collingwood, Southern Saints 3-3-21. Still that 11-point margin. Neither team have added a goal yet during this third term. McDonald at the back, sidesteps her opponent. Kicks it round the corner, brings it out to the outer side wing. Bouncing football. Suits Buchan. Buchan inside forward 50. Lee with the arms up. Comes down. Lagoya handballs. Straight down the corridor again. Here's a chance for Lee one-on-one with her opponent in Fitzpatrick. Ball held up. Good defensive effort by the Saints once again. And we will have a ball up 25 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
They're under pressure, the Southern Saints. You just feel like Collingwood are going to break this game wide open. They just need to maintain possession of the ball for a while. Just a slow play, I think, the Southern Saints.
Leighton grabs it out of the ruck, kick partly smothered, gets to the top of the square though, and you mentioned under enormous pressure. They quickly hack the ball out of defence. Need a little bit of composure because it comes straight off the boot back inside again. So in a dangerous place for the Saints. Going through was Sam Johnson, taken down in a tackle. And the umpire will ball it up. It's only 20 metres out from the Magpies goal. They lead it still by 11 points. Leighton grabs it out of the ruck. Ball spills out of her hands. Quick kick comes out, but again it's going to come straight back through Xenos. Kicks to the top of the square. Our two Saints players spoil each other. In the end, going through was Lagoya. Couldn't get boot to ball. Tackled. The umpire will ball it up. Played just on 11.5 minutes here in the third term. And 11 points is the margin.
It's a ball up. Tapped down by Watt. Still inside that forward 50 arc for the Magpies. Ball going nowhere. Kick out of the pack. Heads towards the pocket. Just kept in play. Not probably the best move by the Saints defence on that occasion, especially with the dangerous Jamie Lambert lurking on that time. But we'll have a boundary throw in. Deep in the left forward pocket. From the tap down. Malloy lurking. Kat Phillips got her handball away. Went without it that time was Drennan. Ball at ground level, and we will have a ball up 45 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
So it's a real arm wrestle this third term. Margin still 11 points. Saints missed an easy one their way. Collingwood did reciprocate. Xenos taken, but can't get it out. So once again, the umpire will ball it up. Shani Leighton been good this afternoon as well. Rucking alone for the Magpies. Does the work again and goes through hard and then puts on a great tackle. And then once again, the umpire will ball it up. Just on 13 minutes, so 7 minutes remaining here in the third term. Next goal you feel so crucial to this contest. Saints get a quick kick out of there towards centre wings. Hannah Stewart's there, couldn't take the mark. Trying to barge her way through was Bree Davey. Couldn't do so. Chance for the Saints. Drennan, handball over the top. That's good. It finishes with Kat Phillips, who can drive it inside 50 for the Saints. Got a one-on-one. Sheila's there. Got to put the pressure on. Does. against Lambert. Now did the ball go over? If not, it has now. And we'll have a boundary throwing on attacking 50.
So that was Hannah Stewart who pushed up from the half-forward line just to make that contest. Collingwood had the +1 behind the stoppage. That's all you need to do. You need to get someone up to make a 50-50 contest, and that's got them their first inside 50 here.
Yep, Collingwood player down behind play as well. Shani Leighton, I believe it is. But here's Davey. Gets it across to Benici. They run it to the outer side wing. Now an opportunity. Lagoya again, lively in this game. One-on-one contest. Lambert goes up against Fitzpatrick. No mark paid. Isabella Shannon comes to clean up. Legged, not paid. Play on the call from the umpire. Bringing it back. So Isabella Shannon. Been good off the half-back line today. Dandenong Stingray product from the NAB League Girls competition. Herself and Molly McDonald. Both teams fielding a number of NAB League players today. Kick in towards the middle of Adcon Stadium. Leighton just bursting her way through now. Falls with Davey. Davey comes out wide. Lambert will set up the play for the Magpies again.
Jamie Lambert on centre wing for the Magpies. They're called to play on. Normally uses the ball well. No exception. Finds Bunker. Caitlin Bunker. Some good moments as well this afternoon. Goes with the left boot inside 50. Players are up. Who's down? Rhiannon Watt was one of those. Well, Leighton goes in hard again. Feeds out a handball. Did really well on the ground. Ball being set upon. And the umpire, well, leaving the whistle. What are we going to have? I think it will be a ball up. Certainly Shani Leighton having a real impact in this third term for the Magpies. Got the hit out once again. They're looking for Lambert. Chance for the Saints so to clear. They will do so to Guys. Oh, ball gets to the back for McCarthy. She missed one earlier this term. What can she do this time? She gets it in towards the forward pocket. They'd love a stoppage here, the Saints, and they're going to get one deep in the forward pocket. And here's a chance for them to get a score there.
So that was better movement. They used the hands out of that stoppage area. Rather than a quick kick, they actually used one handball. They've got pace, the Southern Saints. They need to cover some ground and use that to their advantage.
So from the tap down, Mackie tries to pick up the football, gets a handball out, intercepted. Was looking for Greiser, couldn't find her. Good work by Hales for the Magpies defence. Ball held up, and we'll have another ball up. Less than 20 metres away from the Southern Saints goal. They scored the goal after the siren to end the first half. Don't have a goal on the board in this third term. Neither side with a goal.
Holding the ball.
In the third term, but here's an opportunity for the Saints. And will be Mackie at the bottom of the pack. Trainers come in. And let's see what's going on. Our camera on the scene, the umpire holding up play. For our video stream audience, we'll have a replay very shortly of the incident. Mackie back up. Let's have a look from the tap down. So player coming through, just getting the shoulder of her opponent as she goes to lay the tackle on Casey and then just taken to ground. But it will be free kick to Mackie. Mackie has gone up, will take the free kick right behind it from our broadcast position and curls it straight through. So much needed goal for the Southern Saints. They move on to 4-3-27. They trail Collingwood 5-2-32. We've gone nearly 18 minutes in the third term. And Xavier Maloney, it's game on in this preliminary final.
It is. Even though the Collingwood would be in front on a lot of the numbers on the stats sheet, the Southern Saints have done really well to stick to what they wanted to do at the start of this quarter, and that was one-on-one contests. At the stoppages, you look around the ground, they're one-on-one, so they've maintained that. They've surged the ball forward. Like I said before, I think the use of hands is the key for them. Rather than that first quick kick, they can use the handball and run and gain ground. They're in this game.
Well, it's back-to-back goals now for the Saints, so they close the margin. Back to 5 points, and it is game on here at Adcon Stadium as they go forward again. Kicking towards full forward, no mark taken, spills to ground level. Porter in best position for the Magpies. Handball fed out there for Bree Davey. Does well. Their composure was good in defence that time. The kick goes out wide, very wide, very wide. And it'll be a Southern Saints ball, and I think it'll be Tilly Lucas Rod to take it. Goes in short, down the line, dangerous. Good mark taken, however, by O'Neill. O'Neill's kick goes in towards full forward. Who's there for the Saints? Mackie was in the vicinity. McCarthy's there also. And going through was Ferguson for the Magpies, who's happy to see it over the line.
Just that last centre clearance, Xavier. Too easy for the Southern Saints, and that difference of Shani Layton being on the sidelines, coming back on off the bench. Big difference in the ruck in the middle.
Yeah, they start to even up in that midfield contest now. They're right in this game, Southern Saints.
So boundary ball up. Lucas Rod over the football, trapping it in under her. Plenty of Magpies jumping in on top. Michaela Can. And we will have another ball up. Forward 50 for the Southern Saints. Inside the last 30 seconds of the third term. Final roll of the dice again for the Saints. Can they 2 quarters in a row get a late goal and put the pressure? Vesely goes long. Good work by the Magpies. Play it down behind play for the Saints. I think it is Vesely. Lambert settling down play for the Magpies. Outside forward 50. Johnson dispossessed. Getting a handball away was O'Neill. Lucas Rod taking a ground. Lambert again settling down play for the Magpies. We'll go over the 20-minute mark because there was a break for that Mackie Falcon as well for the Magpies player. Clearing kick by the Magpies to the outer side. Darcy Guttridge leading in the race for the football, but the Magpies see it over the line, and we will have a boundary throw in on the outer side as we tick down towards 3/4 time in this preliminary final match.
Vesely is the injured player for the Saints, trying desperately to get to the bench. The ball to be thrown in. No time for a score. As you would have heard, the siren has sounded here at Adcon Stadium at 3/4 time in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's preliminary final. A sensational game to date. 5-2-32 the Magpies, 4-3-27 the Saints. 5 points is the margin, Xavier, and the Saints won't go away.
They sure won't. I think for the first half of that quarter, I really felt like Collingwood were going to blow the game open, but credit to the Southern Saints. I don't think they've always made the best decisions with ball in hand, but their ability, their intensity to attack the contest has been there, and I reckon that's keeping them in the game. So they'll be really happy with that back end of that quarter, and they'll go into this last quarter with a lot of confidence.
Looking forward to the final term coming up after this break. Xavier's going to have a listen to what the coaches have to say at 3/4 time. The goal scorers to 3/4 time: Jamie Lambert with 2, Zenos Lagoya and Lee with 1 apiece for the Magpies. For the Southern Saints, all single goal scorers to Mackie, Guttridge, Greiser and Sheelaw. David Hampton, looking forward to a big final term in this preliminary final.
What a game it's been to date. Has not disappointed at all. And both of these sides, you can see the desperation that they've both played with. Dearly want to have a crack at the Western Bulldogs next week in the big dance, don't they?
Yes, just 1 goal scored during the third term, and it went the way of Emma Mackie in that forward 50. So we're going to take a break here at Adcon Stadium. After the break, we will find out who will play the Western Bulldogs next Sunday at Icon Park, the Love the Game Grand Final in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. That'll all be decided right after this break here on SEN2 and VFL.com.au.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Working in office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka, Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Sam Hargraves. Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. on 11:16 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yeah! Working in office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Well, here we are for the final term of the preliminary final match. Who will meet the Western Bulldogs next weekend in the grand final? It is the Magpies leading by 5 points. Welcome back to our VFL.com.au viewers and listeners on SEN2. Lambert with the ball inside forward, 50. They go forward now through bunker. Magpies, good work in defence. And strong mark taken by Watt inside defensive 50. She's been good dropping back in that defensive half. Xavier Maloney, as Kais kicks it out of bounds on the full. What were we able to find out from the coaches at three-quarter time?
Well, both coaches were very cool, calm and collected, which I like. Very measured in their address. Collingwood are going to look to control the stoppages. They think if the more stoppages they have, the better chance they've got of winning this game. They're going to get it in long and quick. Once they get possession of the ball, they're going to go long and direct. The Southern Saints are going to look to try and play an extra midfielder. They're going to roll one of their forward line players up to the stoppages and play an extra midfielder to try and win this game.
Great stuff. Lit off there for the Magpies, just touching the inside of the behind post. That'll be a boundary throw in. They would have preferred a behind because it keeps it alive for the Magpies. Quick kick, snap around the corner through for a minor score. So it is one straight kick in it now 5-3 plays 4-3. Started this final term. Kai's to bring the ball in for the Southern Saints. Wants to play on and move it quickly. Carried it too far and then had the kick smothered. So a turnover for the Magpies. Ball picked up though, taken by Guthridge. Handball under pressure. The Magpies have turned it up a notch. Can't get it forward. Guthridge is in there. Quick kick comes out of defence for the Saints. Who's going through? Malloy does well, takes it and kicks it back inside 50 for Benici. In fact, just outside 50. And Benici takes the mark for the Magpies. Kicks to the top of the square, looking for somebody to run at the football. Ball there for Brown for the Saints. Good tackle by Xenos. Will it be rewarded or it'll come back? In fact, it'll come back Alison Brown. But Nicola Xenos, just a little bit too much on the tackle. Brown's kick. It's got to be centimetre perfect, and it was right on the boundary line. And Saints got the mark there. Vesely, kick goes towards centre wing. Chance now for the Magpies. Bursting her way through was Buchan. Kicks, gets the handball down. Bunker was there. She's taken over the line with Lucas Rod. And we'll have a boundary throw in, round about 65 metres out from goal. If you've just joined us, there's one straight kick in it in the final term. 33 plays 27.
Winner to go on to play the Western Bulldogs next week. Scores are tied at the end of this game. The siren won't sound and we will have golden score. Next score will win. So if at the end of the 20 minute set terms in VFL Women's, the siren won't sound, and we'll just keep on playing till the next score goes through. So,
well, this game's pretty well had everything, so why not something else?
Certainly, as the ball bombed forward again by the Magpies, and good work in defence by Fitzpatrick. Going to bring it to the outer side wing. A chip over the top. Good work taken by Brown. Brown will look to go in short. O'Neill provides a short lead. Goes long on the outer side now. Looking for Munn. And the mark taken though, and taken by Lee. So Lee, a chance to put the Magpies back inside forward 50 again. High up and under kick. Plenty of Saints around the football. Good work by Lucas Rod. They make sure through Johnson, a clearing kick again, right into the middle of Adcon Stadium. Ferguson with the football, dispossessed, gets it off to Livingston. Second effort again from Livingston, taken away by Mackey, and the free kick's been found, and it will go the way of the Magpies and Livingston.
Yeah, Mackey just soccering that ball off the ground. Dangerous, so Livingston kick. Well, two Magpies almost spoiled each other. Bree Davies there, feeds a handball over the top for Buchan. Buchan's got a problem because Phillips has got her. Double tackle, and will be Mackey with the free kick for the Saints. So yet to go inside 50. This final term, the Saints and Magpies have owned it. But here's a chance now for the Saints. Sheila can swing and go inside 50. The kick, I'm going to say, was a good one for O'Neill. Gets to Greiser over the back, then hacks it out of midair. Here's a chance for the Saints. There's a free kick.
Ball's coming back.
Now, is it going to McCarthy?
I think it's going to go the way of Lambert. It is.
Maybe against Greiser. I didn't see what it was for in a 50-metre penalty. That was for arguing. Not exactly sure. So it's in the middle. Lambert wants to move it quickly. Does. Swings it out wide. Got players riding shotgun for her. There's three of them out there. Just got to talk. Got a problem, Casey. Does okay though. Got it back to Buchan, whose kick goes forward. Saints player just slung out of it. The umpire said it was okay, so the kick goes forward. But guess who? Jamie Lambert, best on by a fair streak this afternoon, takes the mark on centre wing.
Yeah, she's pretty happy to wind down the clock as well. I know we've only gone 6 minutes in the final term. but they hold a 6-point lead. The Magpies. Ball out of bounds.
Free kick.
Play it down as well. Just for our video stream viewers, just behind the crowd, right in front of the grandstand here at Adcon Stadium. So will be a free kick going the way of the Magpies. And to be taken by Nicola Zenos. Zenos plays on up towards half forward, was looking for Shani Layton. Isabella Shannon, good work off the half back line as she has done right throughout this preliminary final. Tap down, good work by Mackie. Fighting for the football, she wins the football. She goes inside forward 50. Saints no numbers inside their forward 50. Greiser, tackle. Oh, good work by Sheil. Oh, that'll be ball. No. Not called by the umpire. But great defensive effort by the Saints. And this, a big opportunity for the Southern Saints. 7 minutes into the final term, tap down. McCarthy couldn't take it, and we will have a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket.
They'll be pretty happy with that, as you called it, Anthony. Collingwood had the numbers there, but the Southern Saints just put enough pressure on to create a stoppage, and now a throw-in. They can get a score here. They're just right in this game.
Certainly love a goal. It's the margin they trail by in this final term. Ball gets over the back. Leighton tries to have a second go at it. They'll get the clearing ball out of there, the Magpies. Good mark taken by Caitlin Lee. Gets and goes. Moves it quickly. The kick's a beauty as well. Spots up Malloy. Now Malloy's got Lee riding shotgun. Goes further into the pocket. That kick's good to Lagoya. Lagoya now tried to move it quickly and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Around about 25, 30 metres out from the Magpies goal. A good transition from them.
Probably could have settled on that occasion, Lagoya, and just waited till a few players got back to the goal line. It is that 6-point margin, and they need that score just to give them more than 2 kicks lead in this clash. So the boundary throw in. Inside the forward 50 arc again for the Magpies. Benici round the corner. High up and under kick. Who's going to take it? And it is the Saints with the mark, and the mark taken by Clara Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick brings it out to the outer side wing again. O'Neill, short chip kick. Settling play by the Saints, which is good to see. Xavier Maloney.
Credit to the back six. They've been under pressure all day, but they've really repelled it.
Fitzpatrick runs past, receives the handball back, ball working towards the line. The Saints have just given up on it for the time being. Fowler does well. She picks it up, kicks, I was going to say almost perfectly inside 50. It's going to work okay. I thought certainly a free kick coming up. Snap around the body by Malloy is a beauty. And Chloe Malloy gets her first goal, and the Magpies get it out to a 2-goal lead. We've played almost halfway into this final term.
Collingwood spoke about the first goal this quarter. They think that if they can get that first goal, the game's theirs. It'll give them a lot of confidence now. Great snap from Malloy.
So 12 points the margin. The first Collingwood goal since the 15-minute mark of the second term. It's their first goal of the second half, and it gives them that 2-goal buffer in this preliminary final. Last year, minor premiers out in straight sets. This year, can they use that minor premiership to work their way through to the grand final against the Western Bulldogs? Kelly, great work. Phillips just dispossessed. Great tackle, but no reward for the tackler. Mark taken by Munn inside forward 50. Can the Saints get the quick answer? Probably too far out to score Courtney Munn.
Gone back a long way.
She has. Backing herself in. Interested to see who's on the goal line. We saw Caitlin Lee take a good mark for Collingwood when she wasn't checked. Good work by Shani Layton getting back. Saints, Davey round the corner. High up and under kick. McDonald under it. Curley giving pressure. McDonald long to the goal square. Long and through for a goal. Game game on here at Adcon Stadium. The Saints get the reply and cut the margin back to one straight kick. 5-3-33. They trail Collingwood 6-3-39. Choose tap scoreboard. Xavier Maloney, we've gone 11 and a half minutes in the final term.
You've got to give credit to the Southern Saints with their attitude and application. All day I felt like Collingwood are going to break this game open. I just spoke about the first goal. If they can get that, Collingwood might win the game. But the Southern Saints, they just won't go away. They've been amazing.
What a finish that was. By Molly McDonald travelled all 45 metres to the non-scoring end.
We talk about some of the NAB League products, and she is certainly one of them from the Dandenong Stingrays this season.
Well, the Saints, they still won't go away. They've got it back to a straight kick again. Trailed by as much as 3 goals. They keep coming. 6-3, plays 5-3. At 8 minutes left in this contest, almost held without it was Vesely. The umpire said it was okay. Kicked off the ground there by the Magpies. Going through was Alison Brown, couldn't take it. Also there was Fitzpatrick, and the umpire will ball it up. Still in the middle. Dare to say you think the Saints need the next one. Casey gets it forward for the Magpies. Inside attacking 50 again for them. Lucas Rod is there for the Saints. And the umpire says, I'll have it. It's 48 metres out from the Magpies' goal. They are kicking the Williamstown Road end. Shani Layton does well, grabs it out of the ruck. Her kick was smothered. So comes back out here for the Magpies. Kick goes forward. Who's there for the Saints? Guttridge is there. Goes with a short kick. Looking for McDonald, who kicked that last goal. McDonald goes well, kicks it towards centre wing. The numbers favour the Magpies, though. They've got plenty of them. Butler's there. Kick goes wide. Is it too wide? Wait for the umpire. No, the mark has been paid, so the Magpies can go forward again. Kick goes almost towards half forward again. They could have been held without it. McDonald was there, couldn't get it. In the end, it was a try by Lagoya, gets it over the line for a stoppage.
So I think the Saints have got better with that first kick outside their defensive 50. That time it was their second kick where they went long, but to a 3-on-1 contest.
Time on has been blown this time. Caitlin Lee, bit of trouble. Time off is blown back on.
So for those viewers at home on VFL.com.au, the siren won't sound when the 20-minute mark ticks over on our video stream, just due to that break in play. So just be wary of that if we are tight right towards the end. Ball in the middle of Adcon Stadium. Good work by Shevlin, kicks inside forward 50. Shannon met the ball. Good work by Fitzpatrick. Run down! And the tackler will be rewarded. Great work by Doherty. And Doherty will settle things down for the Magpies. What options? It's a fairly vacant corridor. Malloy gave the lead. Doherty now long with a floater to the goal square. Brown couldn't take it. Kais tackled. Lagoya sees the ball over the line with their pressure. And that's a behind on the board for the Magpies. They move on to 6-4-40. Leading the Southern Saints 5-3-33. And we've gone 15 minutes in the final term.
Handy point, that one, Anthony.
Very much. 7 points of difference.
So was that mark too by Shevlin. Reasonably quiet today compared to last week. Having an impact in this final term, however. So Shevlin, it's a good kick. It's going to go all the way to the line, off hands. And through for a minor score. Interestingly, I haven't seen Kelly do a lot of rucking this afternoon, particularly after quarter time. No, it's out now to an 8-point ball game. Oh, the kick, it's gone back straight back to guess who? Shevlin. And we've got a carbon copy. And going by the last kick, Xavier might have the leg to get this all the way.
Yeah, she's a good kick, I agree. She'll go close, take your time and have a shot with this one.
Be happy to count down the clock too at this stage.
So, Shevlin to get her name on the goal scoring list. comes in, gets it, starts it out right. Is it coming back? Got the distance. Oh, Mark on the goal line.
Guess who?
And guess who? It's Jamie Lambert who's taken it only, well, inches it must have been, right on it. And this to get her third, and you would think to seal a spot in the grand final next week against the Western Bulldogs. Called to play on left, around the body, kicks the goal. And the Magpies, you feel, have done enough with the third goal from Jamie Lambert. Has now got it out to a 14-point lead with just 3.5 minutes remaining.
It'll take a pretty good effort for the Southern Saints to get out of this one. You have to pull a rabbit out of the hat, but Lambert, well, she's been amazing all day. She's been good down back. She's been prominent up forward as well when she's there. Great game from her.
Lambert kicks her third, the 7th on the board for Collingwood. And we're very shortly going to farewell our SEN2 listeners. If anyone's listening on SEN2 in the app, tune across to one of the other radio streams or continue watching on vfl.com.au. Ball up in the middle again. So we'll farewell our listeners very shortly. Just a reminder, SEN is the station for Williamstown versus Essendon later today in the VFL. So 11:16. SEN is that very station. Time ticking away now for the Southern Saints. 2 minutes they have to make up 14 points. So 3 straight kicks is what is needed by the Saints. That equation getting tougher for them every second that ticks down on the clock. And just over 2 minutes left in this game now. We'll stick with our video stream audience. Just a reminder, next week's final live and loud on SEN 11:16 and also broadcast on Channel 7 as part of a double header VFL Finals Day on September 22. Saints go across goal. Fitzpatrick again. Brown. Intercept again from Lagoya. She's been in the best players today. Centering kick. Lambert. What can she do? Guttridge, good work. Great second effort. Gets a clearing kick. Out towards the half-back line again. Bounce of the football. Goes the way of the Saints. Leighton punches it forward, inside forward, 50 again. There's Lagoya once more. What can the Magpies do? This game is now all wrapped up for them inside the last minute of this clash as Lucas Rod clears the kick to half-back once again.
Mark almost taken by Munn, not paid. Greiser puts the tackle on. And Benici goes to ground and the umpire says, we'll ball it up. The Magpies have done enough to get through to the grand final. Little quick kick comes out of there for the Saints to centre wing. Hannah Stewart was there. And happily to see it over the line was Malloy, who had that wonderful goal. Crowd really building too here this afternoon.
Weather's held off for now.
Almost perfect conditions for football. This game comes to a closure. Almost. Kais was tackled to the ground, but there's the siren. The Magpies are through, and they're ecstatic with that victory as we hear the song, the good old Collingwood Forever, come up. And they'll be coming up at Icon Stadium next week against the Western Bulldogs, Xavier.
Great game. I've seen 3 in a row here at Icon Stadium. Look, I think given how much Collingwood dominated the inside 50s, I thought the Southern Saints back 6 were tremendous today. They really were. They just had to use the ball a little bit more effectively as they exited the defensive 50, but they really did seem under pressure a lot during that whole game. So, fantastic game. Looking forward to seeing Collingwood now progress against the Bulldogs, and just a great game of football.
Yeah, final scores, Collingwood 7-5-47 defeated the Southern Saints 5-3-33. 3 goals to Jamie Lambert, singles each to Malloy, Zenos, Lagoya and Lee. And goal scorers for Southern Saints, Mackie, McDonald, Guttridge, Greiser and Shearlaw. David and Xavier, thank you very much for your company today.
Thank you, and what a cracking final series it's been today.
It has been.
One to go, can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, it certainly is. Next weekend on Sunday, September 22, it is the Western Bulldogs facing Collingwood. They're going head-to-head again in this final series and looking forward to it. 11:35 next Sunday at Icon Park. That game live here on SEN, but also on Channel 7 as well. From Anthony Stangetz and the team, we'll farewell our video stream audience today, and we look forward to your company next week for the grand final in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Love the Game final series.